Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
Let's say you have implemented absence and there are 10,000 workers in your organization. For them, they were using some other system. Their data are ready. The number of requested is to be loaded into Workday. That will be performing by EIB load. First time when you are loading it, the web service will be called as a request for request time off. The next time if, let's say for 10 or maybe 100 workers who have done the load, but that was having an error, might you have done for some other date or maybe some other absence type you need to update. Correct that. That is called as a correct time off. Another, we have update time off. The web service name is at this time off or update time off something. There what we do. Also, let's say you have done for 1 day and you need to get the amount corrected by 0.5 days, with it should have been half a day, not 1 day. In that case, you subtract the number of days you need to extract the time of ID whenever you go and request time off for any worker for that particular instance. Workday creates a time of ID for time of event. I am saying you need to extract. You need to build a report, get the time off and worker ID, time of ID n. Accordingly, how many you need to be adjusted if it is requested 1 day? Just half day to be requested. Then you put minus half day, that leftover will be half day. These three are main business process. Now if you go and most of the time you'll walk around, just request time off and correct time off, only two. And in future, if you are, let's say you are working on some validation role, you have attached the validation role to request time off. Make sure you do attach on correct time off. Why? Because there is some specific leave, a time off that's supposed to be requested. Not more than 2 days consecutively, that validation rule you have placed on. Request time off, but not in correct time off when employee goes. And request for 4 days. It will throw an hard error and says you are allowed to request just 2 days. Employee will reduce 2 days and submit it. Will get submitted, but if I go and edit this and make it 4 days, that will allow me because I go and edit. The request time of business will not be getting executed. The business process will be executed, which is correct time off, and there is no validation for this that will let go through it. Wait, that's why. Whenever you put any validation rule, you put on request, time off and correct time of both of them. Validation rule, how do we put this? This I have created in previous session, just a simple one. Attachment when it is vacation days and requested for more than 2 days, then ask for attachment. It's justification, basically attachment. If you want your time off to be included, have this same validation, just go and use the existing one. Add your time of type here I mean, when we're creating this time off, if you want attachment, we will be adding it there, but there we don't have a condition fits for 2 days we need an attachment. That's why you create a new one, then you create a new one. Let's create a simple one and see. Let's say there is other time of type, or for any time off you just make people to attach the attachment, and do not make that as a mandatory. Just throw a warning, a hard hit, or whatever. We come from here, you go to this magnifying glass business process. We'll have maintained a step condition that you come here on business process. Anything you add that will allow you to put today's date or future date, not the past. Here you have option critical and warning. If you select warning, employee can submit. The request by clicking 2 times. Once they click, they will get the warning second time. They click to get submitted. But when you click critical, you select this as a critical. Employee will not be able to submit the request. Let's create this as a critical create condition role. That's not a real-time example, but just for a demo. Thank you. Thank you. You see it will look this time. Of type or name any in the selection layer. Annual leave and attachment is empty. Here the condition you have to make, let's say, if we are making any configuration for which you want the employee to get eligible, it should be attachment should be existing, as a attachment is not empty. For this one, when time of type is annual leave days and there is no attachment, this how it will be if you are speaking out the condition. It should sound this: if time of type is annual leave days and attachment is empty, then there should be popped up here, you do not No, or in beginning, when I started working, I used to get confused here. My concern is to have attachment in every event, but here I am putting is empty. Is that clear to you? And if the attachment is empty, then it will show an error. That's fine then. We saved it. I made it critical. Once you made any validation as critical, it will not be updated to warning. But just simple if you're needing an attachment. Then we can just enable that in the time of plan. Attachments are mandatory. Instead of creating the validation rule on the time of BP. Just what I can say. For your reference, we are showing this. Attachment is required, maybe some other thing what I was telling you all if somebody goes and requests for 2 days or 4 days is not allowed. That validation is available here generally, C of the attachment. 1 and on time of plan. Oh, we do have an option of enabling the attachment im. Do we have option of enabling attachment on time of plan? Yes, is it for leave of absence? Not, I think it's for leave of absence. Attachments, I guess it's for leave of absence. But still here, if there is, I do not think it is available there. But if it is there as, I'm just saying, I'm just mixing it up. I guess leave of absence and computer, no problem. Maybe we can check and get it clarified. Here on time of BP, you will see if it is sick leave or if it is PTO and requested by manager. If it is sick leave or if it is PTO and requested by manager, is a business time, leave or personal days as per policy. A personal days would be 1. If there is a policy, personal days would only be requested by manager, not by employer self. In that case, you need to build the validation. That configuration you cannot do on time of land it, and again, I'm reminding whatever validation you build, put the same validation on correct. A time off as yes, approval. You can add any condition you want. For example, I have added this in my previous batch. This is just validating if it is a US. Time off, then go to absence part hold. Generally, the absence will be having just 2 or else just 1. Many companies doesn't to go through approval of absence request. My company doesn't have approval for absences. Whatever you want, it's just initiation. If you have requested more, it will get reflected in your payroll. This is what the Workday looks here when it comes to security or business process. Who will get what? Access that you go. Where do we configure that? Do in the domain. Security policy, you just have a look. On this, if you see, I guess everything is written. You should be able to. I know it's in the BP policy. We make sure who all can initiate, who called and approve, who can edit that BP. We can give the security group access. Here on business process policy, if you see, let me know, even just make you go through. If you see this, it says who can start the business process. Now you get a ticket or request. Hey, I cannot request absence for my team or maybe for herself or himself. His security if he is an employee or self-employer, not with any person who is having a special security. Access. Then we check the employee as self. Is added or not? If not, please add and then ask them to request now. If you see initiating action, it says enter timer. It says request time off. Request time off. These are the only two initiating actions with different naming conventions. Enter time off and request time off. If you see US employee has self added in both of them. Employee yourself is logging in and trying to request time off when they go time and absence. They'll see two options. One, enter time off and then request time off. That will be appearing as per alphabetically order in the column first into timer will appear and then because timer that if you see in some tenant you'll see entered. Absence there is a initiating action for which they will be having a access now or if you go same thing for running EIB. If you see web service is called when you go and run EIB. These are the person who can run EIB. If you cannot run EIB, then you do not have any of the access. Same thing if you want manager to include in approval. But when you go and trying to add manager in approval, he is not being shown up because he is not allowed to be approval part in your this. Policy. Same for cancel, for approval. These are the people who are allowed. What I meant to say. If we go, if we go, thank you. You see, this is approval step. Here you come and there are a group allowed. Here you will see only the groups which are allowed there for approval. You see, if let's say manager is not included in that on policy, and here you trying to find manager is not appearing, it means he is not included in C. Manager is not there. Manager's manager, project manager, management, same is we are not getting any option as a manager. If you want to have that option, then go modify the security policy and check. The same thing applies for whatever we discussed for request time of business for correct time of a security policy doesn't changes, and again validation thing doesn't change it. That's a common understanding about the business process. Any doubt, any concern? No. If we come and see proof, here you will not find manager, any security group name as a manager. You see, it's a management chain. Manager is manager. That is why you cannot see there. If you want to include generally, the list won't be this long. People have created Avengers 24 benefit element. They just included whatever they want. This is all about time off. Additionally, there are few reports you might be using and might have used. Our letter to absence, time of result by period, that helps you. Already we have seen as or a few of the employee that helps you to know. The accrual way out or anything it throughout the period, if there is any accrual given or not, those things, how to access that from the absence, I will see. View time of result by period. Once if you are into absence and you are working a lot on that, it will be appearing here. Frequently used. This one, view time of result by period. That's the most important report. You can say here, you need to give the plan detail. I will see. Plan detail and select the period. It will show you what accrual has been given what period. I don't know what to select. If this plan is having semi-monthly a period is scheduled, then those periods itself will be shown. This plan is having monthly or annual period, schedule those period, it would be shown. Yes, it's a bi-weekly rate, and if you see, I will not go and select all or else it will take long time, just select few of them. Generally in your regular project, when you work and you have to go and check something, you select all that you get a track of. In this period, he was having 10 days and next period he utilized 5 days, that you will be able to identify where is very smart. This is one time of result by period, and that we have time of result summary, that there you need to give the organization name. It runs by organizations. If you see here, I do not see any of the accrual given, but it will look this beginning year. balance accrued. Year to date time of paid, it's at the same number of fields you have. What do you see on workers profile? When you go on workers profile and you see when you go and click, almost similar. The columns are similar. Here we will see little. Again, it is going to slow. If you see here, you have beginning year balance, carryover balance, accrued year to date. Date absence, paid year to date, accrued in period, beginning period balance. If you go and see this, it would be a same sort of beginning year balance, accrued year to date. Balance period, oh, same a number of columns you have now, while explaining this. Do you have understanding of this? What is beginning? At balance, beginning your balance, what the balance we added at the end of the period schedule. Starting of period schedule. Balance period. Balance period, I mean, if it's one based on the time of plan, what we give it based on the balance period. We get the whatever balance is added gets reflected there. Yep, this you have here for period beginning period balance. Let's say your balance period is month annual and the period schedule is monthly. You are getting 1.5 days and you just have started in January. From January you have accumulated 1.5 into 6 would be 9 days in a month of June, but in beginning in this year itself you have started your beginning and balance was 0 in July. Your beginning, your balance remains 0, but building a period balance will be 9 because in first 6 months you have accumulated 9 days. Here, period balance. Your current one circle gets added if you have selected a start of period. Frequency M if you have selected agenda frequency, end of period, then that will not be getting added because that's not accrued at beginning of the period. Here, carryover balance already accrued year to date. Accrued in period the same thing, but we have beginning at balance accrued year to date. What are? The accrual has been given in current. Balance here accrued in the period accrual given in just this period which period this period. That based on the period schedule. Oh, you see where I'm moving. Cursor, I understand. Yep. The same will be repeated for balance, accrual and paid. Accrued year to date. Accrued in period, same beginning. Beginning balance as of beginning year. The balance as of beginning of the period. Absence paid in period. Absence paid year. To date. Absence paid means how many days the employee has been taken, days or hours. This is as a till date from balance year and this is just in period. Same applies for carryover. For period here you will see just in period, not in the. If there is any carryover which was not used and not available anymore, that comes under this, that values balance as of date. What is the balance you have as of your system there? And this includes, let's say, balance as of date It can be either equal or lesser to this last column. It will be included with the pending events if there is any event which is awaiting approval. That let's say your balance as of date is shown as 8 days. But this can be 10 days because 2 days you have applied for but still that's not approved. Those all will be shown in last column. Balance as of date or including approval, and this will be showing the net. You can say net and this is a cross. Makes sense. Yes, this is the most important report you use in absence every day in every ticket, where it comes balance. The my balance is not on. Last year it was happened correctly. This year not happening correctly, or maybe Steve is having a character cruel. I do not have. Checking those scenarios and all mim im. Another, we have time of result summary. These are the delivered report. If you go and click this report is huge. If it runs, it will take a lot of time you need to give, or here period for what we need. You need to run an organization. Let's say you want to extract the annual leave for Indian employee. I'm not including this. Let's run for this 6 organization itself. I'm not sure. Whether we are going to get any result or not. These all are created by students, just time clicking this. Generally, we click this, that's fine, that includes. The subordinate organization, it was quick. Here you see what it gives period, why is the employee. Is balance the period, what you have selected, basically this report. Sometime or this reports are scheduled and output is shared by with your absence partner or absence admin or payroll team that they can validate at the time of processing payroll. This employee is having this much, there is no employee who is having more, or if you want or to have. You can copy, this is a standard report. You can copy this report as a custom one, and you can have additional filters, and then you can schedule the fields you see. These are similar to you. Know what you see on result by period and workers time of balance here only. Employee has 3 or 4 plans. There will be 3 or 4 roles for each employee. Yes, we did not select the plan name. Here it is less because we have selected at period. If you select the US and biweekly, then you will have more. Got it. For annual periods for these organizations. For UK people, what is the status? What are the balances? And also we have not selected includes. There is a balance. Now here we have RD colon time off, that you will be getting all the reports available for time off. This one time of balance and liability reports by our organization. Again, a standard report where you see, or this description added those, or a standard report. Also, these are the reports available. You can just go check and have a look. Sure, there is anything we can. I'll discuss. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.